Hey everyone, Michelle here from Scrappy Soul Sister, and today I am here with you with a layout for the July limited edition kit from my Creative Scrapbook. Now this kit is based on my, Little Celebration, I believe is the name, and it is from 49 and Market and Joanne Bain, and so I thought I would use it to uh, um, document an everyday life picture, which is of my daughter and Delilah. And so it was, I the colors kind of clashed with this group, and so I just converted it to black and white. And I think I might use alcohol inks on this layout, and so I pulled a couple of colors that I thought would work. And then I believe I am going to just do a diagonal tear here, have her picture over here, and then do some alcohol ink on this side and then on the white a little bit. And yeah, that is my current plan. I might even like tear this and leave that in the corner and just have white on the diagonal. So still trying to figure some stuff out. So let's see what we can come up with. So I'm going to go ahead and tear that paper as I talked about earlier, and this layout actually stays really close to what my intention was. And so, if you've watched my videos, you know that that is on the rare side. And so I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and tear off that corner. And so I'm going to have that white strip going on that top third or so of the layout. I am going to go ahead and adhere those after I get my edges the way I want them. Because when I apply the alcohol ink, I'm just going to apply it to both the white background as well as my pattern paper. So I have covered both with clear gesso. I almost always use clear gesso, and it works really well with alcohol inks. So sometimes, depending on the patterned paper, it is nicer to use uh, white gesso, because it does give you a white base for your alcohol or for your mixed media. With alcohol inks, they're, a lot more intense in color, and so you don't need to really worry as much about the original color of the paper shining through. And so, the alcohol inks I'm using are, uh, let me see, sienna, mushroom, patina, uh, I'm using the mixative white and then one of the alloys, which is statue. And so I am using a blending solution there to loosen it up so it can blow around a little bit. And using my little tool there to get it to move around. This is really, I think, the second layout I've used alcohol inks on, and it really is just a quick, easy way to get some color on your background, and it's pretty easy to use the blending solution or some white or some of the alloys to um, lighten up a little bit if you need it to lighten up, or to let it dry and layer colors over the top of it. So I am really here for the alcohol inks. So you'll probably see more in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and add some white splatters to my background there, and I'm going to let everything dry And I'm going to come in with some stamping. So the first thing I'm going to stamp is some brick, and I am using it just like, as you can see, I'm not using a stamping block. I'm just doing it real loosely in a few areas where it might need a little more interest. And I'm also going to do some stenciling. And so grabbed a few stencils that I thought might work, and I decided to go with this hugs and kisses. And so going to grab my little sticky mat, my Tim Holt sticky mat there, and go ahead and use it to hold down my layout. I am just going to use, I think I used Tim Holtz. Oh, no, I just used my Liquitex basic texture paste there in just random areas. And so you'll see I am doing that around where the photo is going to go. And then I do it over the brickwork in the top two corners. I'm sorry, in the top right corner and the bottom left corner. So just the areas that I had the brick. And so I'm going to let that dry. And then I am going to go ahead and work on my picture. And so I'm using ice spruce, and I'm using an oxide for this. I don't have ice spruce in the distress inks, and so oxide it is. And so I'm going to use that to along the edges of most of my larger elements, including that frame that I have my daughter and Peppy's picture in. I decided to do one more little stamping element, and so I'm just using this little mini hearts stamp. I have uh, frayed burlap on it. And so I'm just going to slap that down again in a really haphazard way in a couple different spots. So I'm doing it above my mixed media, and then I'm going to do it down below. And I don't want it to feel crisp. So I'm going to go ahead and add some water. So those hearts, some of them you can see, actually, I use X's. I didn't use hearts, I used X's. And so I spray water to them so they're a little bit more blurry in spots. And so I think that is it for all the mixed media that I did on this layout. So I'm going to go ahead and start looking at what elements I want to add. So I'm going to use this half scallop circle on the top right, and then I'm going to add some florals to it as well. So that one comes together pretty quickly. Um, and so I am also going to add some feathers, and then I am going to add a couple of the little flowers, more feathers. And then there's this little squirrel shape. I don't know if you see that up there right off the bat, but I will add that um, during this layout, and then a little butterfly. And so I want to use some of that pretty kind of turquoisey teal embroidery floss, and so I'm going to use it as butterfly tails at the top, and then I'm going to add a butterfly down below as well. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and just pack it down in spots. And I wanted to have some loopies in it, as you would in with butterfly tails. They butterflies don't usually fly in a straight direction, so So since my paper was gessoed and I've added a lot of mixed media, I am using liquid glue on most of my elements, including the picture. I also, as you probably saw, have that up on um, foam. And then I've added that brown sheet, and I believe if I haven't cut it in half already, I did off camera, and half of that is going to go over to the left. I've also added that round scalloped element there, though a lot of it gets covered. I'm going to add two florals from the um, three-dimensional flowers that you get in the kit this month. And that is pretty much where they're going to land. I might move them around a little bit, but for the most part, that's where they're going to be. And then I am going to start adding some of the flowers and other embellishments that come in the laser cuts. And so I have that little floral spray. I'm going to add some of the feathers to the top and the bottom. And I am also going to add a butterfly in on some of those feathers. And a tag up at the top left. Um, and there is that little squirrel element that I mentioned that I'm going to add up to that top left. Looking for its proper home. I haven't found it yet. And it is going to go up above just like that. Go ahead and get some glue on it. And then I want to add that raccoon down below the flowers. And so that's where that's going to live. And then really the only other thing I'm going to add, I'm going to go ahead and try to get my flowers to stick. And then I'm going to add a little word phrase there, moment in time. And then I'm going to add follow your heart up above in that other cluster. Shopping around a little bit as far as where I should put my butterflies. And so I am ending up with that one there below their picture. Um, but you can see I looked at a couple different spots, but this is where it's going to end up. And so I'm going to add those details that I mentioned. There we go. There's that follow your heart and then the moment in time. But I still need to add my title. And so I am going to dig into my stash for some thickers. And my title is going to be Snuggle Puppy because she is just one fluffy black and white ball of snuggles. And so um, once I get this word sentiment in here, then you'll see that title come in. Let's see. And I think, yeah, so I'm spelling out my snuggle puppy. There it is. And then one other element, I had a couple different thoughts on my butterfly trails. You know, I have them tacked down. I was going to just sew some loops and I decided against that. Instead, I grab my stapler, and so you'll see I'm going to add just a few staples in some of the areas of the um, those butterfly trails. And so you'll see that in the close-up. Added a few splatters. I'm going to add a few more splatters. And then this layout is complete. So thanks for watching. You can see all the details on the kit in my description, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Have a great day.